I have dyslexia, dyscalculia, and ADHD. Hello everybody, it's Prudence. Welcome back to my channel. I make weekly music, art, film, and video game content. If that sounds like something you'd like to see, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you never miss an upload. I've kind of been going backwards and forwards with this video and debating whether I was going to put it up or not, but I have decided that I'm going to make a really brave step on my channel and also in my career by coming forward about something that's pretty personal and also a huge part of my life. Like, I haven't written any notes, I haven't scripted this, which is also really odd for me. You guys all know me on YouTube as Prudence Bernadette, the music, art, video game, director, actress, cartoonist girl, right? With a very, very heavy obsession for The Legend of Zelda and Life is Strange and Kingdom Hearts. But there is something about me that not a lot of people know, and that also includes my friends and some of my family members as well. So I have dyslexia, dyscalculia, and ADHD. ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. Dyslexia and dyscalculia in a nutshell is a neurological disorder where you struggle with reading, writing, and understanding letters and numbers. Now, as a kid, this was something that not a lot of people could actually see in me. Symptoms are really different between girls and boys, and then you have to add on top of that personality. Now, I was a really quiet kid, but here's the kicker. I had an insatiable amount of imagination and creativity. So hey, that sounds like a pretty creative kid, right? Yeah. But here's where the problems are. I really struggled to keep up with the other kids, scholastically and socially. I had problems making friends. I had problems keeping up in class. And as a little infant's kid, I didn't really know how to speak up for myself or how to tell anyone that I was struggling. I especially didn't know how to tell an adult or a teacher, hey, I'm struggling. I had major issues holding a pen or a pencil, and pretty much every single subject to me turned into a work of art. Specifically this one time, I remember I was in the 3rd grade, so year 3 if you're in Australia. We were given one of those like geometric pattern sheet things, and we were supposed to find the patterns and color them in. I can't see patterns, I don't understand patterns, and they're actually really difficult for me to see. So because I didn't really understand the task and because I was being ignored by most of my teachers, I decided to turn it into a mosaic. And my teacher looked at me and screamed at me in front of the entire class and said that I turned my work into art when I shouldn't have, and that I just didn't listen. Now, see that story? That's gonna be a pretty common thread when I'm talking about this with all of you. Now, that problem went all the way into primary school, late high school, and then uni. That's a plane. You not know I'm filming? So in year 3, I changed schools. I went to a much larger school, and that's where the bullying happened. Kids in the playground seem to have this superpower to kind of pick out the one child that has something slightly different about them, and they target you. And that's what happened to me. Now, when I was in year 3, at about 8 years old, I was really badly bullied by a group of girls in my class. They noticed that I was extremely artistic. I was seeing class and subjects in a completely different lens to everybody else. And my problem solving and my thinking skills were really out of the box and really different. Again, none of my teachers noticed. This group of girls, I think, had planned this. They targeted me in the playground, and I was eating this little frozen orange cup, and there was this big flight of stairs that went along the side of the school along the grass. And the ringleader of this group started walking with me down the stairs and pushed me down 5 steps, and I fell into the lunch crate. Now, the lunch crate was like a washing basket, but they all sat at the bottom of the canteen. I tumbled into the lunch crate, and then they picked me up and they dragged me into the bathroom, locked me in one of the stalls, and banged on the doors. I was crying. I was only 8 years old, but I was also the youngest in my class. I got out of the stall. One of the ringleader's friends got my orange cup, filled it up with soap, and put it in my face and said, "Drink it." Now, as I came out of the stall, I slipped and fell, and I cut my elbow. I'd already cut my leg, and I looked pretty beat up. So after this happened, I sat in a little ball and cried, and I didn't know what to do. Not because I was stupid or not because I was scared of what the teachers were going to say, but just because I didn't know what else to do. That then led into year 5. I was still this really creative child. I was doing all the talent shows, and I was able to play music and singing, and I was really, really good at those subjects. Maths and my geography and my history classes, it was still really poor, to the point where I was put in a special maths group. Now, don't we love the special maths group or the special English class? Hands up all the dyslexic and ADHD kids who've been put in one of those, right? Well, I was put into this special class and we all had to sit in a circle, and I remember we were doing this exercise where we had to say our times tables to a beat, and I don't understand times tables. No matter how many times you tell me, it doesn't go in. Basically, the way it was in those later years of primary school was that there is no link between those two things. It's like everything is completely new to me. So we're doing this exercise like this, and I remember we got up to 8 times 8 is, and the teacher looked at me. She said, "What's 8 times 8, Prue?" And for me to do anything maths related, I have to close my eyes and sometimes use my fingers. And she said, "Open your eyes and look at me in the eye." And I already have problems doing that. I opened my eyes and I looked at her and she said, 8 times 8 is, and I went, no words were coming out. I couldn't think. I couldn't do anything. And I said, 8 times 8 is, and then she said, 64. And she screamed at me. And I went, okay. And she said, what is it again? And I went, I don't know. Because most teachers back then thought that screaming and putting the fear of God into kids was the way that you taught them how to remember anything. No, it gave me crippling anxiety. Pretty much my maths teachers gave up on me. They just stopped teaching me. I wasn't understanding. Even though I put in 100% effort, which was always on my report card. Prue gives 10 out of 10 for effort. She always comes to class on time. She's quiet, she's well behaved, but her grades are... Now, does that not ring alarm bells? I think it does. So all through 7 to 10, I had some big problems, if I do say so myself. Now, this is basically when kids in high school become vicious. You know, I didn't grow out of this thing that kind of no one really knew what to do with. I was this really artistic, quirky little child that liked art and music and acting. I wanted to be by myself in the drama rooms. I wanted to sit in the art room and paint. I wanted to play music. I was kind of in my own little world doing my own thing. Even from a young age, I'd always known what I wanted to do, which was acting, directing, and music. Every single day, there was this one group of kids and they would all sit on the basketball court. So it was kind of like the uncool people sat on this side where there was like a tree outside the drama room, and on this side there was a basketball court. That group of kids used to pick on me every single day for every single subject I was in their class for. Specifically, one of them, she would deliberately whack me in the leg with the hockey stick during sport. She would deliberately target me and hit me with a ball. Anything she could to pick on me, see me cry, or get in trouble. Most of my teachers also used to call me unco, retarded, or my favorite one, overactive imagination. Flash forward to me being an adult, I am very coordinated, and turns out a lot of people like my overactive imagination. So this went on from around year 7, 8, 9 to year 10, and in year 10, that's when I had one person and one person in particular spark turmoil in my life. Now, this person bullied me mentally, they bullied me physically, and I was also really badly cyberbullied. At the time, my dyslexia and ADHD was undiagnosed, but my symptoms were getting much worse. And each year that I got older, they were starting to become more and more noticeable. I can make an entire video about this kind of year of bullying because I'd like to focus more on ADHD and dyslexia in this video, but please write me a comment if you would like me to go deeper into my big bullying story that I'd love to talk about maybe next week. But during that year, my teachers had decided to give up on me. I really was missing a lot of school. They weren't helping me. They could see that I was struggling, and I was trying to reach out to as many people as I could for help. And I really did feel like the walls were coming in on me, and I felt like, where do I go from here? That ditch that I was starting to fall into was getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and I didn't know how to get out of it. But my love for what I do has always been so much stronger that regardless of what a teacher said to me about not being good at maths or science or English, didn't hold me back. All my grades were straight A's in drama. I got straight A's in art. I got straight A's in music. They didn't view that as successful because we have a huge problem in school is based entirely on if they are good at maths, science, English, and geography. And if they're not good at that, you're told you're a failure. So even though my teachers had given up on me at this point, I said, no, are you going to to let some teacher at some tiny little insignificant school pull you down. No, I am more than that. So you know what I did? I changed the school that I was at. So I went to a different school and I decided that I was going to pick up my grades myself. I did music, art, drama, hospitality. ADHD and dyslexic people thrive in the right environment. When I was able to find my voice to talk about this with other people, that's when things started to change. I'm going to be honest on this channel always. And yeah, I'm medicated and there is no shame in that, because would you deprive a diabetic of insulin? No. Some days I really struggle. I feel like it's all too hard. This is one of those unique lenses that I'm going to have for the rest of my life, has made all of these awesome things that I've been able to do possible. It's been able to make me a great filmmaker, a great actress, a great director. I've had to learn how to manage myself. As a kid, I was so unorganized. I had pieces of paper everywhere. My locker was always messy. I didn't know what was going on. I lost track of assignments. I didn't know what was coming up next. And that's what led me to finally getting a diagnosis on a piece of paper from a healthcare professional to give to my employers and to give to my educators. When you tell people about something like this, there's help. They can actually help you. So this has been one heck of a video. I hope you liked my makeup too. I have on some glitter and I also have these earrings on that I got from a claw machine. I'm wearing this little clip here too. It's from my bestie. Her name's Courtney. She has an Etsy store and I love supporting indie brands on Etsy and independent sellers. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, tap that notification bell, follow me on all of my socials, and I will see all of you guys in next week's video. Bye!